Welcome to Video Village. I'm Mihir Shah, and today we are doing the Video Village Oscars. These are our alternative awards. Why am I doing this? Well, it's been almost a month since the Oscars actually aired, and in this streaming era that we live in, now is the time that a lot of the movies that were nominated for the Oscars are coming out. The Zone of Interest is now available on HBO Max, which is probably the first time that most people in the world are going to be able to see The Zone of Interest. And so, in honor of that movie and just this period of time where movies in theaters kind of suck, except for like one movie a month. This month we have Monkey Man, Challengers. Until the summer, it's kind of dead in theaters. So there's a lot of movies to stream, and I want to call out some movies that didn't get the love that I think they deserved, as well as just, have some fun with it. So let's get into it. All right, we have 20-ish categories. I'm going to speed through them. This won't be too long, but hopefully you can get some recommendations out of this episode. So just like the Oscars, we're going to start with the supporting acting nominations. Best Supporting Actor. The two nominees that were nominated for the actual Oscars that remained in my category are Robert Downey Jr. and Robert De Niro. The other nominees here, Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer, Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon. The other nominees, Charles Melton in May December, Dominic Sessa from The Holdovers, who plays the main kid in the movie, and Milo Machado Granier, who plays the little kid in Anatomy of a Fall. Probably the best child actor performance of the year. My pick here is Charles Melton. I think Charles Melton really embodies this like traumatic or traumatized, stuck in one age character. He's 35. He acts like he's 12, 14. It's heartbreaking. I didn't watch Riverdale. I didn't know who he was before this. I thought he was incredible. So Charles Melton, super underrated performance. Go watch May December on Netflix. All right, Best Supporting Actress. The only nominee from the Oscars that remains in my category here is Divine Joy Randolph, who she might be my winner. I'm stuck between her and somebody else. The other nominees, Penelope Cruz in Ferrari, who plays Ferrari's wife that he's kind of estranged from, who's grieving the loss and the death of their son. I thought she was really funny, really good. Natalie Portman in May December. May December is going to get a lot of nominations today in these Oscars. We have an episode about it. Me and Bria just kind of raved about it. Go listen to it. May December is just awesome. And Natalie Portman is really great. And her character unfolds as the movie unfolds. And she plays a terrible person really well. Rachel McAdams in Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which is a movie based on a book, coming-of-age story. Rachel McAdams plays the mom. She's incredibly charming and just incredibly fun. You can't hate Rachel McAdams. It's impossible. And nominee number 5, Kathryn Hunter, who is one of those actresses that you don't know the name of, but you probably recognize whenever you see. She plays the owner of the brothel in Poor Things this year. And I thought she was really good. She's only in the movie for 15, 20 minutes, but she was really, really fun. I think my winner here is Natalie Portman. Another win for May December right off the bat. Divine Joy Randolph was really great in The Holdovers. Don't want to overstep that. But Natalie Portman is just really, really great. And I think the acting in May December is just probably the best acting of the year. I'm just shocked that they got 0 acting nominations at the Oscars. All right. Getting into one of my favorite categories, Best Original Score. The nominees, Oppenheimer, composed by Ludwig Göransson, who won this year's Academy Award. Daniel Pemberton for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Just a really, really fun score. The themes for all the different characters that are introduced are really good. Past Lives, composed by Christopher Bear and Daniel Rosen. May December by Michael Legrand. And American Fiction by Laura Cartman. American Fiction score is like very jazzy, very kind of abstract. It's like a mix of like what you would think of when you think of elevator music and just like this like quirky jazz that kind of like unfolds and evolves as it goes. I found it really charming and fun during the movie. it's really quite tough to say what the winner is here. I almost think the winner is still Oppenheimer, just because of that one theme, but I'd be comfortable giving it to Past Lives. I'd be comfortable giving it to May December. I'm gonna give it to Oppenheimer, just because of how iconic that score was. It's probably like the second best part of the movie, and the first best part is gonna be represented in the category soon. All right, best soundtrack. This is songs used in a movie, as opposed to the instrumental score. The nominees are Perfect Days, which is the Japanese international film, The Holdovers, Polite Society, Barbie, and Rocky Irani. Polite Society was Barbara's #1 movie of the year. If you listen to our top 10 movies of 2023 episode, really, really fun action comedy and a lot of great songs, including a great song from Devdas. I won't spoil anything there. Barbie, of course, a lot of iconic songs. Rocky Irani, of course, What Junka, lots of other iconic songs. My pick here, though, and The Holdovers had a really great 80s inspired soundtrack. My pick here is Perfect Days. I think Perfect Days had just like the way they use music in that movie just kind of like perfectly places you in the character's mindset. And that final scene is one of the best endings of the year. And the way they use Feeling Good by Nina Simone was really powerful. And so, yeah, Perfect Days, a movie that I think everybody should watch. A lot of depth in that movie, and it's really watchable and really cute as well. So go watch Perfect Days. Winner of Best Soundtrack. All right, Best Cinematography. The nominees are Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Society of the Snow. First time I'm saying that name on this pod. The Netflix film, thriller film, survival film, based on a true story of a soccer team that was stranded in like the Chilean Alps for 90 days. Saltburn. Did not like the movie, but the cinematography was pretty incredible. I think it's definitely the best part of that movie. And Past Lives. The winner here is Oppenheimer. Sorry to say. Oppenheimer cinematography. It's pretty incredible. I think hard to beat based on everything else I saw. So moving on. Best casting. So this is an Oscar category that was introduced that will begin, I think, maybe next year or the year after. For me, I think best casting means like what roles did I feel were fulfilled the most accurately, the most artistically. It just felt right. So my nominees for best casting: Past Lives, Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, May December, and American Fiction. The winner is The Holdovers. The Holdovers has three main characters, three main actors. Paul Giamatti, Dominic Sessa, Divine Joy Randolph, I think are pretty much perfect, perfectly cast. The weakest link there is probably Dominic Sessa, but like that, the ceiling is, or the floor is so high rather, and the ceiling is high too. That I think it's just almost perfect. Go watch The Holdovers on Peacock. Really, really charming winter holiday movie. All right, Best International Feature Film. This is a fun category. Here are the nominees. 20 Days in Mariupol. This is the documentary that won Best Documentary Feature at the Oscars, about Russia overtaking the city of Mariupol in Ukraine over a course of 20 days. Anatomy of a Fall. Perfect Days. The Zone of Interest. And Four Daughters. Four Daughters is another documentary. It was nominated for the Oscar. Best International Feature Film here is going to go to... It's close, but I think it's going to go to 20 Days in Mariupol. I think 20 Days in Mariupol is a must-see. It is available for free on YouTube by the Associated Press, and it's just like a miracle of a movie. Hard to really watch at times, but I think it's necessary, so please go watch that movie. All right, Best Short Film. This is a category that I was actually quite excited about. Here are the nominees. Invincible, Pachyderm, The Swan, Nai Nai and Waipo, and Red, White, and Blue. I'd recommend all 5 of these, obviously. Nai Nai and Waipo is really cute, 20 minutes max on Disney Plus, about 2 Chinese grandmothers who live together and about their grandson who's videotaping them, and you just kind of learn about their life and kind of see them live and what is really on their mind as they age. Red, White, and Blue, one of the best twists of the year. I really did not enjoy the last 90 seconds of this film. I thought it was really overwrought, but Right before that, I think it's like just incredible. If they had cut out the last 2 minutes, then yeah, this wins. But because of the last 2 minutes, it doesn't win. My winner here is Invincible. Invincible is like a 30-minute film about a young boy's mental health kind of deteriorating, but we kind of see him over the years and what kind of goes on. Beautifully shot, beautifully acted. Again, another child acting performance that I just think is incredible. Pachyderm is an animated short film that's like 8 minutes long, and it's very watchable and very good. And The Swan. The Swan is Wes Anderson's short film on Netflix, one of four. And I think all four of those short films are worth watching. I think The Swan is the best one. But the winner here is Invincible. All right. I had a category for best film editing, and then I realized as soon as I put the first name down that it's not even worth having a real category. The winner for best film editing this year is Oppenheimer. It won the Oscar, rightfully so. I said the score was the second best thing about the movie. The editing is the first best thing. In order to make a 3-hour black and white drama biopic about a bunch of guys talking that watchable and that, accessible, it grossed over $1 billion or almost $1 billion. You gotta have great editing. And so I think it's like without a doubt the best part of the movie. And the best edited film of the year by far. Alrighty, now we get into some fun categories. Best tearjerker, the movie that made you cry the most. Here are the nominees: Barbie, Past Lives, Perfect Days, Rocky Irani, and The Holdovers. I think it really comes down to 3 movies. Most likely. Rocky Irani definitely had me crying the most. So it gets the award here. I think Rocky Irani is like an incredibly flawed film, but when you watch it, there's just some moments that you just can't help but get wrapped up into. And I think the moment for me that did it the best was when Ronnie's dad is dancing and the whole crowd is laughing. And then at home, he has this kind of monologue about the way he was raised. And that really got me. There's a lot of moments that like I want to cry during, but I get taken out of the movie. The moment right after this moment in Rocky Irani where Rocky says the word canceled really takes me out of the movie. But before that, the tears were streaming. But the close nominees here are Barbie and Past Lives. I think both have some really emotional scenes and, to each their own. But for me, it's Rocky Irani. All right, best WTF movie. This is the movie that you watched and you said, what the fuck? And you were texting people like, what the fuck is this movie? Why'd you tell me to watch this? Here are the nominees: Saltburn, May December, Society of the Snow, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Society of the Snow and The Zone of Interest are WTF movies for different reasons, or like for more different reasons than the other 3. Kind of dark, not kind of, very dark, at times hard to watch, at times very confusing. But the winner here is Saltburn. Saltburn was the WTF movie of the year. It was one of the most talked about movies of the year because of it. Poor Things was close to that, really. I mean, I think Poor Things kind of became that closer to the Oscars where people were like, oh, it's on Hulu, and I heard it's nominated for a bunch of things. And then they watched Emma Stone have sex for an hour, and they were like, what is going on? But Saltburn had some more WTF moments that really got me, and really got people talking about it. So it wins the award, rightfully so. All right, we're over halfway through, so we're really speeding through this. Best comedy. The nominees are The Holdovers, Polite Society, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence comedy from last summer, American Fiction, and You Hurt My Feelings. American Fiction, I haven't talked about it much. It was quite good. Not perfect, but really charming movie about a writer who is facing writer's block and doesn't really understand why people are attracted to certain types of stories, let's say, and decides to write a satire that actually ends up blowing up and being really successful. Really, really funny, pretty insightful. No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence comedy from this past summer. I have really liked it. I think it's full of really fun moments and it's kind of got an old school feel to it. The winner here, I'm shouting out a movie that I think has gotten kind of forgotten. This movie is You Hurt My Feelings. This stars Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who you know from Seinfeld and Veep. It's about an older couple who, the woman played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus is a writer, and the husband is a therapist. Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character is writing a book, and her husband is encouraging her to write it and tells her it's good. But she overhears him telling a family member or a friend, family member, behind her back that he doesn't like the book. And this white lie that he's been telling her, kind of falls down. It's very lighthearted, very funny, very cute. And I love movies like that are about, small stakes in a small world, but still kind of make you feel things. And I really do recommend this to everybody. You Hurt My Feelings wins Best Comedy of the Year. All right. And Best Ending is our next category. This is one of my favorite categories of the episode. The nominees for Best Ending of 2023: Past Lives, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Perfect Days, and Robot Dreams. Robot Dreams, the movie that no one's heard of, that was nominated for Best Animated Feature, that was limited release in New York for like a couple weeks. Robot Dreams will be released in about a month or two into American theaters. Go watch Robot Dreams. It is a movie with zero dialogue. It's animated. It's about an animated dog who wants a friend, so he buys a robot and they become friends. And it's about loneliness in New York City and about friendships in New York City. And the ending was just one of the most surprising and touching endings. And it made me like cover my mouth because of like how surprised I was when it happened. And it's just fantastic. I think it's just beautiful. Perfect Days, I mentioned the ending is really great. Killers of the Flower Moon. The ending, when Martin Scorsese comes out and reads the sort of like eulogy slash, I guess, tells us about the death of Lily Gladstone's character. For me, what that meant was him acknowledging that there's only one way he could tell the story, one perspective he could tell the story from, and he understands that it's not the whole picture, and he almost kind of makes the storytelling aspect of the movie meta by showing a live stage performance of the storytelling. And I just found it profound. I was just like really happy that it happened. I've never seen a movie end that way. Thought it was very creative, so needed to shout that out. And of course, Oppenheimer's ending, when we finally see the conversation between Einstein and Oppenheimer says, you remember when I told you that I thought we're going to start a chain reaction that'll end the world? I believe we did. Cutting to him looking at a bunch of bombs being exploded and fire spreading across the earth. Real powerful. Really great. But the winner of Best Ending of the Year is Past Lives. I think that final shot of them walking to the left together, saying goodbye, having this final conversation, and her walking back to her husband and crying, and the music kind of swelling. It's just incredible. Such like simple symbolism, and it makes you feel all the things. So Past Lives wins Best Ending. All right. We got a couple more fun categories that we're going to do at the end, including Worst Movie, so stick around. But for now, Best Actor and Best Actress coming up. Best Actor nominees are Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Killers of the Flower Moon. Remember him? Remember Leo? Yeah, no nomination at the Oscars. Just incredible. He was so good in Killers. I don't understand. Koji Yakusho in Perfect Days, and Teo Yu in Past Lives. Koji Yakusho in Perfect Days, he won the Best Actor award at, I believe, Cannes Film Festival, where Perfect Days premiered. And then we never heard from him again. Kind of screwed. The winner here is Cillian Murphy. I think Oppenheimer was the best acting of the year. I think it takes a lot to do what he did, which is like carry the weight of the movie for largely 3 hours. And like he plays young Oppenheimer, plays old Oppenheimer, but he plays an Oppenheimer that is like at first optimistic and then just kind of fearful and regretful. And I found it really powerful. It's hard to take your eyes off of him when he's on screen. So Cillian Murphy wins Best Actor. All right. Best Actress, Greta Lee, Past Lives. Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. Julianne Moore in May December. Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall, and The Zone of Interest. She's nominated for 2 movies here at the Video Village Oscars. And Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, who plays Priscilla, the wife of Elvis Presley. Jacob Elordi plays Elvis Presley in Priscilla. I actually thought this movie was pretty good. I think it's a bit repetitive towards like the second half of the film, but it's kind of a slow burn. And the director, Sofia Coppola, is known for creating movies that exist largely on the surface of things, but the depth comes from all the details, and the depth comes from, I guess, her exploring the surfaces of what is going on. So you might think that is very surface level, but there's actually meaning to that surface level, I guess, if that makes sense. To each their own. I thought her performance was probably the best part of this film. Sandra Hüller is amazing in Anatomy of a Fall, but she does not win this year's award. Greta Lee, shout out Greta Lee. She should have been nominated for the Oscar for Past Lives. And of course, Lily Gladstone, the Queen, the Belle of the Ball, and the loser of this year's Academy Award for Best Actress, and the loser of Video Village's Oscars, because the winner here is Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore in May December. This is the 3rd acting win for a May December actor at this year's Video Village Oscars, and I don't care because May December is the best acting of the year. Julianne Moore is perfect in May December. She plays a woman that we know nothing about. We slowly learn about, and we slowly realize that even at the end of the film, we really know nothing about her. The movie is about performances, and the actors have to make us intrigued, but also not give too much away. And Julianne Moore is great. Her little lisp that she does start the film, such a great touch. It's like a childlike quality that she's given this character to just show that like this character kind of is stuck as a child as well, but it's just darker because she's the villain of the film, really. Anyway, Julianne Moore, she wins Best Actress here. Go watch May December. That's the 3rd time I'm going to say it. Maybe not the last time. All right, Best Director. Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. Kemp Powers, Justin K. Thompson, and Joaquim Dos Santos for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Past Lives, directed by Celine Song, and 20 Days in Mariupol, directed by Mstislav Chernov, who is also like the writer and the main guy behind the camera. This is a really, really tough category, actually. But I'm actually going to give Best Director here to Killers of the Flower Moon. I think Martin Scorsese was able to adapt a book and tell a story that is really hard to tell and really not something you want to watch really well. And of course, I already talked about the ending. I think the ending really wraps up the film in a great way. But it's a 3.5 hour film that I think is really watchable, really good. And honestly, at this point, like underrated because people don't want to watch a 3.5 hour film at home. So I think people just aren't paying attention to it, and it's a shame. It's a good movie. So Scorsese gets the first Video Village Best Director Oscar. All right, we got 5 more fun categories, and we're going to end on Worst Movie. Best Yelling in a Film. The nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, the big argument scene that they have. Oppenheimer. All of the kangaroo court scenes where, they're yelling at Oppenheimer and then Oppenheimer yells back. It's good stuff. The Holdovers, a lot of funny yelling in this film. Yo Capitano, or The Captain, foreign film I haven't really talked about too much, but of course the final scene is him yelling, I'm the captain. And Maestro, another great argument scene between Bradley Cooper and Carey Mulligan. Some good yelling in there. But the winner of this is Anatomy of a Fall. The main yelling scene in this film is also one of the most climactic scenes of the film and of the year. It's a really good argument scene, and her yelling and they're yelling back, and of course them fighting afterwards. Really powerful stuff. So best yelling goes to Anatomy of a Fall. Best standout scene. To me, this category means this is the scene that when you think of the movie, you think of this scene. And when they're playing clips from the movie, they're always gonna play this clip, no matter what. The nominees are the atomic bomb detonation scene from Oppenheimer. The movie within the movie that culminates in the explosion. Sound cuts out, bomb explodes, 15 seconds later, sound roars by. Incredible stuff. Maestro and him conducting the Mahler Symphony in the church. Just like, probably the best part of the movie, definitely like the most watchable part of the movie. And it was shown at like every little montage of the year. So really great. Anatomy of a Fall. This also goes to the yelling scene that just won Best Yelling. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. This is the motorcycle stunt scene where he rides a motorcycle off a cliff and jumps. I mean, one of the coolest stunts of the year. Not even the best stunt in the movie, in my opinion, but certainly the most iconic one that you saw clips of a year before the movie came out. And The Killer and the fight scene in Florida. Best fight scene of the year by far, and probably the best part of the movie. The winner here is Maestro. I think the conducting scene in Maestro was like, it's the reason Maestro ended up being like a positive experience for me, I think. That movie doesn't really know what it's doing, but it's still really kind of good to watch. And I think this moment was just like addicting. It's like, this is why you go to the movies. And the feeling you get when you see Bradley Cooper conducting is awesome. I've seen a lot of criticism online of like musicians being like, I can't read his conducting, which I'm sure is true. But like, I don't care. I'm not watching the movie to like see how good of a conductor he is. It's just the vibe, you know? And his vibes are great. So Maestro wins best standout scene. Of course, the real winner is probably the atomic bomb scene, but you know, Oppenheimer's gotten enough love. All right, best forgotten gem. This is not the most underrated movie of the year. This is more like the movie that is the most forgotten and the best movie. So the nominees are Polite Society, came out in May or June, and it was on Obama's favorite movies of the year list, but otherwise no one's talking about it. You Hurt My Feelings, just gave it best comedy a few minutes ago. But yeah, no one really talks about that one. Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz, came out in December, didn't get any love at the Oscars. Michael Mann, who made Collateral and Heat, directed this film, and yeah, I think it's really good. It's a great biopic. Adam Driver's really good in it, and no one's talking about it. Asteroid City, directed by Wes Anderson, came out over the summer as well. No love at the Oscars. Not my favorite film, not my favorite Wes Anderson film, but I think that it's still like kind of intriguing. I almost want to rewatch it because of how much I didn't understand about the movie. But anyway, it's been completely forgotten and it's pretty good. But the winner of this year's Best Forgotten Gem Oscar is Dungeons and Dragons. Saw the trailer for this film about a year ago, and I was like, this movie looks stupid. I hate this movie. And then I watched it, and I was like, I kind of love this movie. Really fun blockbuster, really fun Chris Pine, just really fun action adventure kids movie. And yeah, it's just done really well, and I had a great time, and I want them to make a sequel. I'll go see it in theaters. I think it's just great. So go watch Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Great plane movie if you're into that. But that wins Best Forgotten Gem. All right, two more. These are some fun ones. Best Male Baddie. Who's the baddest guy in a movie this year? The nominees are Teo Yu from Past Lives, Sterling K. Brown from American Fiction, Ranveer Singh from Rocky Or Rani, Jacob Elordi in Saltburn, and Tom Blythe from Hunger Games: A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It was actually kind of close, but Ranveer Singh, Rocky Or Rani, he's winning the Male Baddie award in every movie he's in, probably. It's no question. If you've seen the movie, if you know who Ranveer Singh is, it's no question. Best Female Baddie, Greta Lee, Past Lives. I love her. I think she's beautiful. Ritu Arya from Polite Society, who plays the older sister. I thought she was very attractive. Alia Bhatt, Rocky Or Rani, self-explanatory. Margot Robbie in Barbie, self-explanatory. Jennifer Lawrence in No Hard Feelings. This is more just like a shout out for Jennifer Lawrence. They forget about J-Law. The winner is Alia Bhatt, Rocky Or Rani. Just the hottest movie of the year by far. I was gonna have a hottest movie of the year, but then I was like, it's just so clearly Rocky Or Rani that it's not even worth it. We're about 30 minutes in, and we're at worst movie of the year. The worst movie of 2023 nominations are Love at First Sight. This is the rom-com that I believe came out on Netflix about two people who meet at the airport. First of all, why is it not called Love at First Flight? Like, what are we doing? Why did you name this movie Love at First Sight and not Love at First Flight? I'll never know. The movie is just like kind of annoying. The writing is really annoying. I hate the fact that there's a narrator played by Jamila Jamil or whatever her name is. and it's never explained. She's like a godlike figure. It's just like stupid. The best part of the movie is like the guy's acting and the guy's family's acting, but really not a fun movie. The next nominee is The Flash, the DC movie that came out last summer. Really not good. Stupid effects. It's actually like kind of fun at times, I'll admit, but like by the time you get to the end, it's really frustratingly bad. Golda, which was nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. This is a movie about the Yom Kippur War and about the Prime Minister of Israel, I believe. I thought it was frankly like disrespectful, and that's all I'll say there. Your Place or Mine. This is another Netflix rom-com starring Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon. And 65. 65 is the dinosaur thriller starring Adam Driver that came out about a year ago. The winner of Worst Movie is Your Place or Mine. I think this is frankly like the worst rom-com I've seen in the last 5 to 10 years. I found it to be like disrespectful to audiences. First of all, it's all green screen. It was shot literally in 2 rooms, and then they finally shot something on a moving escalator somewhere. I don't know, a flat escalator, but like the shots of New York of him in that apartment are so clearly fake. The shots of her in some beautiful house where they don't show anything besides just the house, like no neighborhood shots, no nothing shots, completely fake. Their chemistry is non-existent. A lot of FaceTime scenes, a lot of really cringy dialogue scenes. I felt nothing between them or just about anybody in the movie. It's just annoying. I hate bad rom-coms. I hate rom-coms in general, frankly, because I think they haven't done anything new in a long time. The last great rom-com, in my opinion, Set It Up was good, don't get me wrong, but the last great classic rom-com was Crazy Stupid Love. I think it's the best rom-com of the 21st century. And yeah, this is just awful. So the worst movie of 2023 is Your Place or Mine. Don't go watch it. And don't watch Love at First Sight, The Flash, Golda, or 65 either. All right, that's it. That's the first inaugural Video Village Oscars. Thank you for listening. Got a couple fun episodes coming up. We're going to do Dune. We're going to do a DreamWorks animated movie draft because of Kung Fu Panda 4. We're going to do Monkey Man. Some fun episodes coming up soon. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Special thanks to my lovely girlfriend Kubra Patel for the podcast's artwork, and my good friend Kevin Cow for the music that you're listening to now. You can find more of his music on Instagram at Waguang Beats. Thanks, y'all.